Hi Capricorns. How has July 2019 been treating you all so far? I hope that you all have been able to enjoy Cancer season. It is Leo season today. It looks to me, Capricorns, like the answer to that question is that you're ready for hermit mode, quote unquote. So to speak, you are ready to go within and do some self-reflection, probably because throughout the beginning of your summer, or at least July, you have been doing a lot of socializing, and it's just time to turn within. It's time to listen to your own inner wisdom instead of the busyness of the outside world. Now, this reading, Capricorns, is specifically looking at mid-July 2019. So this is going to speak to post-eclipse season 2019 energy, post-lunar eclipse energy, which was in your sign, of course. It was a partial lunar eclipse, Capricorns, but it was in your sign. We are also looking at, of course, as I just said, the beginning of the Leo season. So I hope that's starting off right and well for you all. And while this reading may pertain to the entirety of July 2019, since I didn't get a reading out for you any sooner than this, it also may take others through Leo season 2019, since we're already actually in the last week of July as I'm recording. So time being fluid, it's going to be slightly different for everyone, but that's what we're looking at. The Leo Sun energy and the post-lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse, and Capricorn energy. Okay, the Knight of Cups is showing up and now a second time for you in your near future. We've got the Ace of Fire here, the Justice card, the Tower card, and the Hierophant as well. And I will show you these cards. I will show them to you, and I also will angle the camera down and flip the reading around for you to see, Capricorns, after I feel I have a handle on it. Lovely. Ending with the Star card and your more distant outcome to your current situation. This is all about you being able to do work that you love to do and or necessarily collaborate with others in order to get some work done, Capricorns. But definitely, it's definitely very likely that we are talking about work that you love to do so much you don't even notice the time passing. Probably an artistic type of work, or work that, you know, we can see as an art form that others probably do if you yourself don't, Capricorn. Sorry if that music was too loud. I've been working it out today. Now, Capricorns, even though we're over 3 minutes in, I did want to say that this reading is for anyone who identifies as a Capricorn. So that could mean that it's your sun, your moon, your rising sign, your Venus, your Mars, or any other placement in your chart. It could just mean that you are cross-watching for a Capricorn. That's fine as well, as long as we always bring our discernment to the table with us, right? Which, of course, we need to do no matter who the reading's for, or really no matter what you're doing. And then we also have, let me just put that on vibrate, I'm sorry. We also have some people who find these readings just because happen chance. They just fortuitously were led to it because of the title, or YouTube just led you here. That's great as well. The message still may be for you. Okay, so the root of the situation, Capricorns, is Scorpio energy. It is the Tower card. So it is you having had a breakthrough, Capricorns, some enlightening information coming through, a lightning bolt of truth. So it probably caused an unexpected upheaval, even if it was a positive beneficial breakthrough for you. That is always how the Tower card works. It is always speaking of an enlightening bolt of truth. Sometimes the emphasis is more on the breakthrough, the beauty of that truth, clearing away things from your life that aren't really meant for you anymore. Sometimes the emphasis is immediately on the upheaval, the chaos that bolt of enlightenment causes. So some of you may be feeling like in the root of the situation things fell apart. Others of you may be feeling more of, like I said originally, a breakthrough happened. But it really is, it's both, right? It's all in the same. It depends on your perspective and the details of your situation, how it came across to you, and how it is feeling now. It led, this bolt of truth, though, this enlightening information that came through and changed everything, maybe through upheaval and chaos. I do think it was unexpected. I do think it was very sudden. But whatever this truth was, it led to a deeper commitment in your life. A new set of rituals, or a ritual, a ceremony. This can be a card that represents marriage, but you could have had this could be you in the recent past making a deeper commitment to work, to yourself, to your own personal routine. For some of you, what's happened here, Capricorns, is this summer, sometime around this summer, at least this year, I would say, but probably this summer for most of you, even earlier this month for a lot of you, even earlier this month for a lot of you, realized what you really are passionate about, what you really want to be spending your time doing. And I think in terms of who you want to collaborate, what you want to create in the world, what kind of work you want to be doing, what you enjoy doing, how you want to make your money, right? Since we have the Three of Coins on the bottom of the deck. It's worth establishing a necessary collaboration for some of you to see this work through. You've realized what it is that you're willing to put a lot of time and energy and effort into, what dream you want to see come true. Again, what it is you would like to create in the world and leave behind, and know that you were a part of creating for others to experience, right? You've realized what that thing is, and I think that that's what we've established a deeper commitment to in the recent past. You've started a routine, a ritual, a schedule, a structure even in your life that allows plenty of time for you to work on that type of work, that project, with that group of people, if there is a necessary collaboration happening. And sometimes a collaboration, a necessary collaboration especially, doesn't necessarily have to be working with other people. I collaborate with YouTube to put these videos out, right? I collaborate with eBay as a seller. You can collaborate with plenty of different platforms, right? There's a lot of readers who use Patreon, etc., right? So you can collaborate with plenty of platforms. It doesn't mean necessarily another person, just to put it in perspective for you. The Justice card is in your crowning thoughts. So some of you Capricorns are heavily focused on a Libra energy, thinking a great deal about a Libra energy. Maybe that's Libra energy in your own chart. Maybe that is a Libra external to you. Maybe some of you, the Justice card here, are worried about legal issues in connection with this collaboration, this project, this work of art that you're currently very passionate about, very invested in, very engaged in, very excited about, I think, because the Hermit card here, representing you at the end of July 2019, going in and being self-reflective, is crossed with this inspiration. So I think in the root of the situation, you realized what the work was that you wanted to be doing, what project, what collaboration you wanted to be focused on. And then after committing your time and energy in a deeper way to making that dream a reality, then a burst of inspiration then follows, where you've thought of, and maybe as a result of going within and self-reflecting, you've realized, how you want to birth this creation into the world. So not just what you want to create, but how you want to do it. A way that your creation can be unique, that your creation can be authentic, that your creation can be noticed, given its due attention. And maybe there are some legalities that you're concerned with at this time, Capricorns. There may be a Libra, there may be legalities. It may be difficult for you to balance this new burst of inspiration, this new artwork, collaboration that you're focused on with whatever else was already taking up a lot of time in your life, whatever other relationships or commitments, you already had on your plate, right? But this burst of inspiration, right? This is a gift from the divine to you, offering you a specific idea, opportunity, a surge of passionate energy toward a certain, again, way of doing the work that you're focused on, right? It's not the only way to do it. It doesn't mean the project will die if you don't, but you have an opportunity now to really nurture this inspiration that you've been given. It didn't come from nowhere, and it did not come from just you. It is divinely inspired. And if you allow this opportunity to pass by, if you don't water this seed, you don't water this ace, you don't nurture that inspiration, there will be other times and there will be other ways, but this is a divinely timed gift. This is a perfect time to build on that momentum, that passionate commitment that you have. There may be times later when you don't feel that burst of energy to back you up. And it's interesting that that's happening for you now. I think you're riding the wave of that lunar eclipse, Capricorns. That's really what's coming through for you, what I'm truly getting a lot of physical confirmation about. Because otherwise, my first thought is we are still in Mercury retrograde. We will be till the end of the month, and then the first couple weeks of August, we still have a couple of weeks of that post-shadow period. So that's very interesting that it's a great time for you to roll with this new inspiration, this new idea and truth and path and work, maybe even brand new collaboration. Maybe one of the people you're collaborating with is a Libra, or presenting you legal issues, or just thoughts about how you can work the legalities out in this situation. Because oftentimes when I see the Three of Pentacles, the artist in the picture is really passionate about and loving toward the work that he's doing. But these two onlookers, who may be a necessary financial or organizational part of the collaboration here, they don't seem to completely fathom or conceive of the idea that he is trying to paint or depict, or I think actually it's carve in this case, right? But this is the artist here, right? And these are just parts of the triad that are onlookers for this piece of the work. And they seem, to me, normally they come off as a little bit judgmental. One of them seems a little judgmental, and the other, at the very least, is quizzical, questioning what the artist is doing. So that may very well lend itself to why there could be legalities that need sorted out. Now, the Justice card is upright. So I don't think that I mean to say that the legalities are going to be a problem. They just are an issue that needs addressed, if that is the part that resonates. Again, others of you were talking about Libras. Others of you need to hear from your higher self, your crowning thoughts, your higher mind, your egoless self. You need to hear that in order to move forward with this new truth, this new path, this new work, this new inspiration, you should remember to allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue. So I'm going to use tarot as an example again, because the Justice card, that could be the path that a lot of you are on. Light workers, energy healing, healing energetically through speech, the way tarot does. the way tarot readers do. A lot of you are tarot readers specifically, so or considering it, right? That the Justice card comes up as a piece of advice for me a lot in what I need to bring to the reading. Because we ought to allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue, rather than using my analytical mind the entire time to make guesses at what I see. What do I know I feel? What do I know I know? What do I know that I see? And so on. What do I know I hear? And then bring the analytical mind into what do I know about these cards, right? And allow that to cut away the untrue possibilities, or the possibilities that must not be true if I'm going to hold on to what I know is true. That's how I deliver these messages. So that's something that your higher self is telling you to bring to whatever this work is, whatever this collaboration is, whatever this project is. It may be about one or more of the people in your collaboration. What do you know to be true about them? What do you know to be true about their feelings toward the work or their behavior toward you in the work? Allow that to cut away the untrue if there's somebody that you should not be working with who doesn't have your highest good in mind or the project's highest good in mind. Sometimes they can have ulterior motives, right? And we can work around those, but sometimes you have an intuitive, gut, instinctual feeling that you cannot, and you should listen to that, because your higher self is speaking up to say, allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue, even if that is talking about people, even if it's talking about in this collaboration. It can be talking about maybe some of you are writers, and it means to edit out the things that are not the truth that needs to be told, which is so difficult. I love to write as well, and it'll be your favorite, most descriptive, brilliant passages that sometimes end up in the wastebasket or on the floor. And there's no reason to throw them away. You should save them. But sometimes in order to edit the paper or the book or the story or whatever it is you're writing, the artwork down to the truth that needs to be shared in order to get your message across to the collective that you are trying to connect with, right? You have to edit out even the juiciest parts of fat, right? So that's you know, there's a tarot example, there's a writing example. I'm going with what I know, but you can apply that to whatever artwork or work it is that you're doing, Capricorns. Even if it's work on a relationship, for some of you, that's how it will apply. You know, you can just sort of tilt it and twist the message slightly to fit there. And then we are headed toward, in the near future, the Knight of Cups, which, as I said, this is the second time it wanted to show for you. It showed when shuffling and meditating with the deck. And then thereafter, the Star card. The divine, the multiverse, source, the spirit of nature, appreciating that you took their suggestion and ran with it, that you took their inspiration, you took that energy, and you birthed it into the world. You nurtured this, you watered the seed, and you allowed that creation to come to fruition, to be more than just a card stuck to me. You allowed it to be more than just a dream of yours and a dream of nature's, right? Now that burst of inspiration could have been planted to plenty of writers or readers, right? Or plenty of artists, plenty of workers in the world. But it was given to you. So run with it now, or someone else will, right? But there is no one else that can birth that creation, birth that piece of inspiration into the world exactly the way that you will. No one. And likewise, if you decide not to water this and allow someone else, a different artist, to do it instead, the same will be true of their work, right? But the divine, the path that you're on now, is that even though you're not 110% ready to share this creation, share this idea, share this energy, this inspiration, maybe especially not with the others that you're closely collaborating with. The path that you're on now shows that in the near future, I'd say moving through the end of July, you are going to express from your heart anyway. You are going to share your passion for, your emotion toward, overwhelming emotion even, for this work. You're headed in that direction, and like I said, this is the divine appreciating that you did so. This is them helping you to make your wish come true, helping you to make this this work a reality. They've given you the burst of inspiration. You water that seed and run with it. And then once this is birthed into the world, it's a real thing. They water that seed for you, and it flipping flourishes. I don't know why I keep editing myself. I don't know if somebody has like a child watching or something, but I keep naturally editing myself, and that's not going to be the way that this channel is, but my instinct for some reason lately is to hold back. So just a warning, I'm not going to continue to censor. That's not really a conscious choice. It's just something that's happening. Yeah, so that's what I see. It's like passing the torch back and forth. They're handing you this inspiration. You run with it. Once it's real in the world, then they water that for you. The nature, the spirit of nature waters that for you the same way that you took this inspiration and made it real for them. There are things that spirit can't do physically without handing the torch to us and asking us to make it physical. And there are, we know, so many things that we cannot do for ourselves that we have to rely on source, spirit, again, the spirit of nature, our angels, our guardians, our ancestors, whatever it is beyond the veil that anchors you. There's so much from spirit, just to blanket it in general, that we need. And that's what we see. We see you having faith in this other helper that you can't see. For some of you, that's the collaboration that we're talking about, collaborating with spirit. It's a necessary collaboration, but it's a beautiful collaboration, and it is necessary. You cannot do it all on your own, and they cannot create everything. Spirit cannot create everything of physical without the help of physical beings, right? So it's this back and forth motion, and in order to get there, this lightning bolt had to happen. This tower moment, this chaos, this upheaval, this moment of truth, of realization that perhaps caused a lot of chaos, caused a lot of things that you thought were solid in your life to crumble and fall away. That had to come through. You had to know what you really wanted to do, right? And the commitment had to be there. You have to meditate to connect with spirit, or at least give time to the work of art to make it real, right? And I do think that you need to at this time, if you haven't, go within and self-reflect about what this type of work has meant to you in the past, what has led you here perhaps, how you have brought your authentic energy to completely different projects in the past, what went wrong there and what went right, who you asked for help that came through, who did not, right? I think you need that moment of self-reflection and focusing on your inner wisdom, one, to realize that you should allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue, whether we're talking about, again, who you're working with, how you're working, or if there are legalities involved, right? And I think in that space, that's when this burst of inspiration comes through. For a lot of you, we're talking about something that's already happened. You know how you want to do this new work, right, already. But it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous to see you moving forward with it, expressing honestly and openly from your heart space. Again, no, it's not completely matured yet. Your ability to deliver these messages has not completely matured yet. But Capricorns, no creation, no work of art, no attempt to share and connect with the collective is ever about us as individuals feeling ready to do so. I spent a lot of my life believing that was the case, and that I needed to feel ready, I needed to feel prepared, and yet the most exhilarating and exciting moments are those that we are completely unprepared for, and we know it, like leaping into a pool, like leaping into a body of water off a cliff that's just barely not too high for us to do so, right? This is where you and spirit are truly collaborating in whatever art and whatever work you're offering to the world. That's where the magic is. That's when you're truly offering yourself, when you're truly offering your heart, when you're truly offering the best of you, the juiciest parts of you, the real you. Is when you're not entirely prepared, your skills are not entirely refined, but you are ready just to share. You're ready to learn how. You're so ready and dedicated to the idea of learning how to do this work and learning how to do it well, practicing it, that it's okay to learn in front of others, those you're collaborating with, your peers, the entire world. That's fine. You know, you're ready to give an immature, an unrefined version of yourself as the artist who's creating this new type of work, working with this new inspiration, this new idea, on this new path. You're ready to wear your heart on your sleeve. You're ready to let your rehearsal show, right? This is that rehearsal that everyone's allowed to come and watch, right? Like the dress rehearsal. And you know, they say in theater, if the dress rehearsal goes poorly, so if you put your heart out there, right, and it just is a mess, it's messy, your emotions spill everywhere, and you don't get the recognition that you think you should have, remember that they say that if the dress rehearsal goes really poorly, then that means the actual first show is going to be amazing. That's just like an old theater sort of superstition is what I'm looking for. So, and I think it's going to be much the same here. Some of you will, you know, some of us, I have 3 Capricorn planets, will stumble. But that, again, that is what truly sharing of your emotions in your heart means. It's not about waiting for you to be ready. It is never about waiting for you to feel ready. And that's something that's just, it's easier for other people's to grasp at a young age than it is for others of us. Some of us, like I said, I spent most of my life thinking, well, I will do X, Y, Z when I feel prepared, when I feel ready. And it's really just not what anything is really about. It really isn't. Now, I'm not talking about having a child. I am not talking about not having any money or any know-how of how to care for children or pets, and just saying, well, I don't feel ready, but I'll figure it out. That is different. That's a human being. I see that totally differently. I'm talking about a different type of work of art. Now, if this is about you starting a family, I absolutely think you should feel as prepared as possible for that. I'm not saying that spirit won't help you along your path and along your way, but that's a different animal. That's just a different animal than simply creating a work of art. But with that, Capricorns, I will leave this situation in your very capable hands. It looks like that is what's needed at this time. As I said, self-reflection is your main energy on the table. And I'm sorry I didn't end up flipping the camera around for you to see the cards. I definitely meant to, but we're 30 minutes in, so next time, I promise. If any of you need a private reading from me, my name is Aze. Just scroll down to the description box below and you can find all of the links, all of the information. If there is a type of reading or category that you would like that you don't see listed, just let me know. I'm always happy to work with listeners, work with customers, clients, on whatever topic is of interest to them. So if you'd like to email me first instead of following a link, that's fine too. The email address is down below as well. It is LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. And thank you all for all of your support to Lunartics Tarot. Likes, comments, subscribes, shares, messages, emails, comments. It's also appreciated. And a special thank you for those of you who do order and who do donate. The donation link is down below as well. And otherwise, I hope, Capricorns, that you make very wise choices for yourselves moving forward. And I love you. And I will post another reading for you as soon as I can.